All right, so if you are watching this video, I was not able to do the live. My YouTube channel needed a little bit extra time in order to allow me to go live. I didn't know that was a thing. I'm shooting this from two different angles. Um, so again, I do apologize. Maybe my next one will be a live. I didn't want to delay in giving you guys the information. This is the guide. One little thing. This is something that came to me quite a few years ago, actually. I'll just tell you a little bit about the picture here. So this was actually done by my daughter, and I, of course, had the idea of what I wanted it to look like. So I wanted the word one little thing to be over on this side, and I wanted this desk, this window with this rock that had been thrown into this window here as someone is like working on their journal. Of course, I had to have some greenery in there. Always about like that one little thing that kind of maybe take you to your breaking point or take you to that point of being overwhelmed. And sometimes it gives us that wake up call, gives us that to make us want to, that motivation. It can take us up or it can take us down. So of course, this is one little thing. It took years of little things to get to where you are now, and will take many more to continue. So a lot of little things, right? Just little things that you can do each day. If I go back to this idea about life kind of throwing us this thing, breaking through the window, those little things that kind of motivate you. I'm going to show you the outline here. So again, I plan to, maybe go live weekly. I plan to show you how to use this self-directed guide, the way that I organized it. So the very first thing that we're going to look at is the outline. So this is the outline. I organized it based off of the way that I journaled. So the way that I journal is a little different. Sometimes I might write things, sometimes I might doodle, have my goals listed certain places. I will write affirmations. I will, create budgets or create trackers. And the very first part of the outline is the no-goes. Okay. These are your boundary setting and establishing those boundaries. Then it's the me to me, which is more of an introduction, or not an introduction, it's more of a letter to myself, just an encouragement to my younger self. So me to my younger self. Then there's the introduction, kind of telling you a little bit about how I organize this guide. Then we move into some of the activities, such as powerful affirmations, your triggers and your challenges. There is a space allotted for journaling and doodling, whatever that may look like for you, or doing art or something. Then we talk about the relationship circle, creating spaces, your life goals, and then your easy goal tracker. So what I am going to do now is I am going to go a little deeper into the no goals. Once you realize that no is a complete sentence, setting boundaries and writing your no goals will be easy. No goals will help you find your voice, establish boundaries, and keep you on track to reaching your other goals, like your most challenging goals. Don't worry about filling this out quickly. Go slow. Be intentional. This is not a race. You go at your pace. And then I kind of give you an example, how to write a no goal. I will not lend money. I can say no to engagements and commitments that don't serve a purpose for me. No eating past 8 p.m. So I'm actually going to fill this out with a couple of things that I've been thinking about. So it's something you don't have to do all 10 of these. Just think about where you're at right now. One of the biggest goals that I have been working on for quite a while now, And I really started to focus on it last year. It's about not being offended. Not being offended. Last year, it really got me last year where I was at church and the pastor was actually speaking on this, and I had been like really, knowing like, okay, like I gotta take my offense level down. Like I can't let myself get offended by every little mishap, inconvenience that happens. And I know that that is something I struggle with. So that is my very first no go. And I should put easily offended, because that's the other thing. If you're easily offended, you can hold grudges, you can be upset with people. And it's a growing piece for me. And I won't say that I become offended quickly or even easily. Sometimes I know for myself, sometimes I'll be like, did they just do that on purpose? Did they just say that on purpose? And then it kind of stays in your head and it becomes this reoccurring thing. And then you can't move, you can't shift, you can't grow. I don't want to say I can forgive but not forget, because I think that is not good either. But just being able to move on and be peaceful. Your no goal for me is, and I had to think about this one this morning, because I also am going into a 21-day fast. And the way my brain works, so I usually fast up until like 12 noon, reworking and reframing some of my language here so it can apply and stick better for me. So instead of me saying only eat between 12 and 8, but this is a no-go, right? So no's is about starting it with a no. So no eating between 8 p.m., right? 8 p.m. at night and 12 noon the next day. Two of my no-goes right now. Okay, so the very first one is a big one. It is a very big one. It is going to, I think, help me so much more be very conscious about my interactions, and what those interactions are leaving me with. Because again, if I allow interactions to deposit negative or plant negative seeds, there's no growth and development. Main thing I want to show you that what did not come up over there is this is the outline. These are the two goals that I just wrote down. So these are the goals: not being offended, and then not eating between 8 and 12. The next time you see this video, or next time I'll be live, I am just going to just kind of review the introduction, the me to me, and then the intro. We'll have discussions. I definitely want to delve a little bit more. So this is what I will typically do. As I wrote something like this, like not being easily offended. When I get to my triggers and challenges, because if I'm working on offenses, right, this is going to be what I'm going to relate it back to. So what I'll typically do is start at the no-goals, and then I start to look at a little deeper. What's triggering my offenses? What's the challenge really for me? What do I need to look out for? So even if I go on live tomorrow, we might jump over to some triggers and challenges. So that way I'm really, really processing what it is. What was something that offended me? And I may have held on to it and it hasn't really produced anything, right? Sometimes we hold on to stuff and it's not productive at all. Yeah, so I'm just going to show you guys how I work on this. I'm being a little bit vulnerable because I'm gonna be talking about some of my stuff here.